final one is the business of dullness and lethargy. And it's a big hindrance. I mean, you know, falling asleep in our meditation all the time. And of course, when you look back into the way we've used sleep to escape problems, you know, every time I feel a bit depressed, well, you just, you know, it's like head for the bed, you know. Sort of big neon lights, head for the bed. Or you just lie down on the couch, you know, fed up, and off you go. See? Great, isn't it? I mean, oblivion, there's no suffering. And then you wake up, which is unfortunate. But if you would say completely oblivious, see, if death is complete annihilation, what's the problem? So, unfortunately, we keep waking up out of this oblivion. But what we're doing is we're creating that inner habit of falling asleep, and it comes up as these, feelings of heaviness, sloth, torpor, etc. And there's also, of course, the fact that being in that gentle subliminal state on a Sunday morning is really nice, isn't it? You know, when you wake up and you turn over and you're just sort of wandering on that pleasant dreamy state, or get back into bed, and you just keep wandering on that on that lovely subliminal state of not being quite asleep and not being quite awake. And developing that is developing sloth and torpor, or dullness and lethargy. So we shouldn't be surprised when we come to sit there, we're always sort of bobbing up and down, falling asleep. So all these things that we're experiencing here in our meditation in terms of these negative mental states, we have to bring that practice into our daily life. Every time you feel sleepy during the day, ask yourself, now, is this real tiredness? Or is it just, this dullness and lethargy? In which case, stay awake. Yeah? Every time you see your mind wandering, you have to note it and bring it back. So the practice of Vipassana is something that we have to take into just every daily life. Yeah? And remember that the thing that really helps the spiritual process, is to relax. See? So if you find your life too busy, try and do something to make it less busy. Try to experience this standing meditation that we did in the morning as a constant throughout the day, every so often, just to stop. It's a really powerful word, you see. Just stop. Stop. I think I've stopped too. I think that's it. So, what we've described is these three characteristics which we're investigating: the sense of impermanence, the sense of not me, not mine, and the role of sensual desire. All based on some fundamental delusion within us that we're seeking happiness in the wrong place. And that while we're doing that, these hindrances draw us away. Old habits of thought, old addictions, little hatreds, depressions, they're all drawing us away into this dream world. And all we have to do is to come off the dream, re-establish that awareness within the body, and let these things express themselves as feeling. That's all, as feeling. And when occasionally there does descend upon you some blissful peacefulness, see, be careful you don't sink into that as you would ice cream. See? Try to still maintain the fact of observing it as something which is very pleasant, very beautiful, but also impermanent. See? Don't get drawn into beautiful states of mind. And use it. Those are really good moments to really draw the attention into the breath and begin to experience impermanence, and to develop that sense of laser beam concentration. Laser beam stillness and attention. And finally, just to bring an image to your mind of the child. So when somebody before the age of 7 sees something they don't know, you see in a child, what do? You see, they become locked onto the object, don't they? Their eyes don't move. They're just locked onto the object, a beetle that they've never seen before. Everything goes absolutely still. The body relaxes. The jaw relaxes. They look gormless. Yeah? And the good parent gives them a clip on the back of the head and says, wake up. They look gormless, the jaw's completely relaxed, which means there's no thought. That's why in your meditation, always make sure your jaw's relaxed, yeah? Your tongue's relaxed. And they're just watching, and then after a moment or so, they stop and they ask, what is it? Yeah? Now, all that learning has gone on in just that watching, and all we're trying to do is get back to that state. Just that state of the original child. And that's why in Zen, they'll often talk to you about original mind. Okay? So if you keep that image in your mind of the child, and that's what you're trying to get back to, a non-thinking state of pure observation. And having the trust, see, it really depends upon faith, having the trust that there is within us a superb intelligence which will see the way things are and liberate itself. That intelligence is constantly saying, get that meditator out of the way. Will that meditator please go home? And just let me look. Okay? So that's, that's your big problem, right? That's our big problem, is to get this meditator out of the way. And we do it in a very, very simple way. We just relax, we place the attention on the breath, we raise the interest to observe these three characteristics, and we just watch. We just feel, we just experience whatever draws the attention within the field of awareness. Voila. So, thank you very much. What we can do now is some walking meditation until